recording. So we are on day 2 of the 21-day miracle meditation for money, healing money wounds. And yesterday, while our focus was on just becoming aware, what are the stories we have? I said, take one story. And the affirmation was, I am rewriting my money story. Today, I want you to specifically focus on the emotion of anger. So it is best to always locate the earliest intense experience you've had of with regard to anger, with regard to money. So anger with regard to money. You felt angry because you didn't have, others had. You felt angry because you were denied something that you really wanted because there wasn't enough money. You were angry, but you couldn't express it because if you expressed it, you would lose a job or a career opportunity or growth. You were angry with your parents or with your caregivers for not supporting you. And there is another aspect of anger also that I want to bring to mind where you have done the wrong thing and people were angry with you. So I'll tell you all a story here. Oh, I've given these same words yesterday, so you don't need to really copy, but if you all are writing it down, listen to the story. Most of your screens are off, so I can't see you all. Okay. There was this person, it's a true story, and more than one occasion he happened to beat his wife, and the wife then she left him. They were living in the Gulf. She left him and she came to India and she said, I'm not coming back till you get therapy. So she drew a very clear boundary that I'm not coming back. You have to get it fixed. What's wrong? So he came down to India. He met this priest with whom I was doing a course. This priest shared the story later. And so this priest asked this man, what was your most intense experience of anger? And he says this grown up man suddenly became a bundle of nervous energy. He said that once, as a young boy, maybe around age 15, he was visiting a relative's house and he liked something over there. So he picked it up for himself. And when the relatives came to know that he had done it, they came marching to uh, his place and called him a thief, pulled him out of the house and beat him up. So there was a lot of anger in him because they were humiliating him in front of everyone. And internally, he made up a decision that he was going to show them, work hard and show them that he also could make enough money and buy all those kinds of things for himself, which is what he did. But now I want you all to tell me what happened to all that anger which was in him. What was it causing him to do?
Anger stayed within himself.
Yeah,
And that was causing him to beat his wife.
yeah. And there would have been other things he was doing as well.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Beating his wife was just one thing that we
One.
were told, but there could have been other things. What other things you notice about this story? What came to your mind or what resonated for you? For me,
But
one
I just
scene which
missed.
had
Why did he pick up that money? Why did he?
he picked up some item, like maybe you see something, you pick it up, and he took it home
From a
along
shop?
from his
And the
relative's house.
Ajay just picked it up and he went.
Yeah. So they called him a thief, they beat him up. You'll remember that, was it the movie Diwar, in which the money is thrown to the boy on the street when he's selling what is he selling? Newspapers?
No,
The
And
no.
the money is
shoe polish, shoe
shoe
polish.
Polishing
polish.
Shoe
shoes.
Ah.
polish.
So the money is thrown to him, and that boy has a lot of self-respect, and he says, I don't pick up, you give it in my hand. So if you watch a lot of these films, Amitabh ke movies jo hai, there's a lot of anger and a kind of rich poor divide which you see there. If you take the movie Diwar, so he goes and builds himself a career, and then at the end of it, because it's all built on anger, so the whole substance of it is built on anger. And when all your drive is because your motivation is anger, what is going to happen? Though you get all the things, you'll get all the things, you will, whatever you want, you'll receive, but the motivating factor is anger. So what happens in Diwar, I'm giving the example because it's something all of us, most of us know. He says, I have this, I have that, I have that, and then that last core thing, तुम्हारे पास क्या है? So maybe you get everything, but you're low on relationships. Savya is smiling a lot.
Because I responded in dialogue and I saw Annette also, this one, Lynette also responding.
अच्छा, मेरे साथ okay, but that's the crux, So I want you all to locate where you have seen yourself being angry because you couldn't do something or you couldn't get something because money was the issue. So go and dig out a story. Just check in with your body. So how to dig out a story? We may have forgotten these stories, but the story is there within us. How to dig it out? Look for current situation. When do you get angry with money? So obviously you may not get angry. Okay, I don't have my wallet here. You may not get angry with that note. But suppose someone comes and says, Lynette, can you give me some money? I need some money. Now Lynette may say, I don't know you. Why should I give you? And Lynette may get angry. I'm just giving an example. So understand that if there is some anger now, currently, any area, then chances are that there is something deep. For example, now somebody out of the blue came and asked Lynette, she may not react. But someone whom she doesn't like, if that person comes and asks her, will that make you irritated, Lynette? Yeah. Definitely, no. So I want you all to observe this about yourself. Have you all been in situations where you all have been in the current life? First, choose where in my current life I have felt angry when I had to give, ask, compare with regard to money. Then you have some ground to work on. So first, what we are doing is R. I'm teaching you a process. It's called the RAIN technique. RAIN, RAIN. Okay, in this RAIN technique, the first R is recognize. Currently, is there anything? Recognize. For me, I feel angry when I ask for it and I'm denied it. I get angry. No, why you need this thing? Whatever be. If it's a denial, I get angry. So I have recognized this pattern in myself. I want you to recognize where is that emotion hiding. Sometimes we don't like to show that we are angry. So we hide it, we cover it. But you have to be honest to yourself. This entire program is based on only one hinge. That hinge is honesty to yourself. Don't tell me anything, don't tell me your story, but be honest to yourself. Melvin, you want to share or ask?
No, I think it's similar lines. Say.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I remember this the minute you asked this question, when have you felt angry about money?
Hmm.
This incident, like it's very vivid in my memory. When we were in college, Nirmala Niketan, there was a restaurant close by. And like I told you, we would get just 40 bucks a month, 10 rupees per week. And we had these girls, a group of girls there was no less of money for them. So every time they would go to that restaurant and sit, and they were my friends, and we were like that. There was this Catholic group, and then there was this one girl who was the princess of some state or something. So everybody they would go and they would eat. I remember going home and telling mommy, "Mommy, everybody is going there to eat. One day I want to sit out with them and see how it feels to sit in that restaurant with everybody and eat.
Hmm.
Let them go. We cannot afford to be sitting there." That was that question. After that, I never asked her any time.
Hmm.
Never ever asked her time. But that had a very uh, strong impact on me.
Yeah.
Very strong impact on me. I remember that.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Yes, Dr. Ronak.
Even yes, I just wanted to share that in my previous job, when I had shifted to a city where my wife was already working, I had to settle for a job which was less than what I was getting paid earlier. So initially, I did not mind it, but after a few months, it somewhere started pinching me that I am earning much less than what I am worth, what my worth
Worth
is,
it.
and and second thing was getting downgraded from like what I was earning earlier, and I was not getting as much as I would have liked or I would have been paid earlier. So then I started to look for different ways of making money just to at least to get back to my like this is this much I should
Level.
be making per month. So
Yeah.
and I ended up getting into all different sorts of things. So that was one thing which made me very angry, and as a result I went into doing again things which were not productive for
Hmm.
money.
Hmm.
So finally I had to shift from there at least to a
Yeah.
job which is I feel is befitting as per my qualification and all.
Right. Yeah.
Nada, I think I do not know where will this story come from. I mean, what Dr. Ronak said, it's happened same with me. So I charge certain charge, which is fixed for every client. But there are certain clients who demand, 4 5 times more work. There
Yeah.
are certain clients, we are paying this much, so let us demand a lot, kind of thing.
Hmm.
And that makes me very angry. And many a times I have like blocked them because I don't change. I can't change the price that I do for it. And in fact, I don't even want. I think I've expressed this before also. But I get very angry and agitated when I get those kind of clients.
Hmm.
Now I do have another kind of clients, very rare, who was supposed to pay the money at the time the service is done or before the service. But sometimes they do an exception, like I'll pay it tomorrow, and then they don't pay it.
Hmm.
And then I get angry, and that I see the story right behind when I at my childhood days when my dad used to have this issue with his clients who used to not pay him and kind of stuff.
Hmm.
But this what Dr. Ronak is saying, I think it's more of justice, but I can't get where it is. Or is it more
Hmm.
connected to justice?
That's a very interesting perspective you have thrown by throwing in the word justice. Pay attention to it. So I'm sure, I think Dr. Ronak may not have thought of it in terms of justice. He may have thought of it in terms of unfair. that this is what I deserve and I'm not,
For
I
me, it
don't want.
was
Yeah.
more of a compromise because I was moving
Hmm.
into a city which was not a very big city. So, I mean, I was paid well as per the standards in that city, but not as per my standards.
Yeah.
Vijayawada is not a very big city, and others were even paid less compared to what I was paid. But before I was getting paid. So yes, I accepted that it is because of circumstances that I have to get this salary, but that was only as per my perspective, not social this thing. In context of the city, I was getting reasonably paid. So that is how I consoled myself that it is because of family I am doing. It is because of to provide a better quality of life to my family. I am making this compromise.
Okay. One question for you, Dr. Rona. Check in with your childhood and who was the compromising parent? Maybe you were modeling yourself on that. Okay, you check in. So if you were the one, if you did the compromise, behind deep inside, there is a compromising child sitting in you. चलो ये नहीं मिलता है तो ये सही. And that compromising child is mirroring, imitating someone who is an authority figure in that child's life. Just check in with yourself. And I'll ask Melvin one question. Melvin, as someone growing up with the kind of family background you had, you felt unfair, you felt that you've done more than, or you've got less than what you gave. So your giving and receiving were not balanced.
No, for me also, I think that compromising thing is more. You said.
Ah.
Even in my case, I used to be
You
the
don't
eldest,
answer
and I
me,
used
just
to.
think about it.
Okay,
Think
yeah.
about it and also go back to your childhood and just think about, was this compromising seen by you as a child at different levels that you picked up from your surroundings that it's better to compromise. One, secondly, you get agitated when uh, clients uh, don't follow rules, the rules that you have set. There are rules which are set in place and they are asking for more or whatever else. They're not paying on time. So I want you to observe that agitation, recognize that there's this agitation and it could be having a source somewhere else. So your problem is not the client, actually, the problem is within you somewhere. So just observe it. The others who are observing these two case studies and even Lynette's, is there something that resonates for you? So if you want to share, I'm willing to listen, but is there something that their stories made you think of? Just show me by a thumbs up that, yeah, it's made me think. Yeah. So you may have a story to share, or you may have a story which is now emerging for you. You're still not ready to share it, and that's all right. But if you all are now, in that space where you have recognized, then I can enter the meditation space. So are you all right with that now? Now we can enter into the meditation. Thank you.
That we didn't complete the rain technique. Recognize and A.
Yeah, it will take. I don't want to do it in one day.
Ah,
I,
acha.
but in the meditation I will cover it.
Okay.
There's recognize, there is allow, there is investigate, inquiry. Recognize, allow, investigate or inquiry, and nurture. It's basically what we have been doing all this time. When I have told you all, become aware of where it is in your body, that's the allowing part. So those of you who cannot find any part of the body where there is some sensation, connect to your heart or connect to the back solar plexus. So let's begin. Take a deep breath, fill up your heart center, and let's just sip in the breath. Okay, so you're just taking in breaths which are going to cleanse you inwardly. Deep breath in, slow breath out. Deep breath in, slow breath out. Again, deep breath inside. And as you exhale, now just feel into your body. Just feel into it. As if you are leaning into your body. If there's a wall and you lean against it, take your breath inward and dive with your breath into your body. Go inside. Maybe your breath will stop at some place in your throat, in your chest, in your stomach. Just become aware where you are. Look around inside your body. And move your awareness to your heart. You can see yourself swimming upward towards your heart. Reach there, notice the stillness. Or the agitation. Whatever is there, recognize it. Move your awareness around your heart. Some of you may be moved to enter into the core, which is the midpoint between your diaphragm and your chest region. Maybe you can see a tiny light there. And if you can't see that light, that's also all right. Now I want you to ask your heart, when was I angry with money? The first time. My earliest memories. Show me. Maybe that anger was never expressed. Maybe you've turned on yourself. You've turned that anger against yourself, and you're at war with yourself. The way you behave with your spouse, the way you behave with your colleagues, the way you behave as a parent, as a friend, judging yourself, looking down on yourself, burying yourself in work. Whatever addictive behavior it is that you've chosen for yourself, just feel the sense, allow yourself to experience that anger. Those who don't have a childhood memory or are not able to locate it, work with your current life scenario where you've been angry. But allow yourself to experience that anger right here, right now. Could be an anger of being denied. Could be an anger of imbalance, an anger of comparison, injustice, compromise, someone misusing your services. Experience that anger. Just allow yourself to make room. And now gently, very gently, as someone would work with a little child, very gently begin to investigate. What do I notice here? What's happening? One good word to keep in mind here is curiosity. So you've recognized that emotion, you've allowed yourself to experience it. Now observe what you're experiencing with curiosity. That's your investigation. So instead of labeling, anger is bad, oh, they did wrong to me, instead of going down that path, which is the familiar path, we are not going to give the brain the familiar today. We are going to create a new neural pathway. So observe that anger with curiosity. What questions come up for you? So this is how I look like when I'm angry. Or maybe, oh, this is how I behave. These are my thoughts when I'm angry. What beliefs are coming up for me? Do I believe myself to be bad because I'm angry? Do I believe others are bad? Just observe, investigate. No one loves me the way I deserve. My clients don't appreciate what I'm doing for them. Are these the beliefs coming up for you? And ask yourself this question. Do I feel like I'm not worthy? Investigate. And you can choose to take your investigation deeper. So take that deep breath into your body now. And investigate, what does it feel like in the body? This feeling of denial or injustice or compromise with money. There's this anger against money coming up for me in my body. When I take my breath in, where does it stop? Observe that. Investigate the point at which it stops. That's where the stuckness is sitting. Sit in your throat then. Your chest. When you're feeling really bad about yourself, where's it stuck, that feeling? Which part of your body hurts the most? Sense what that part may be needing by asking it. Maybe you've always called a particular part of your body weaker, deficient. Ask it, what do you need? Does it need to be seen and loved? Does it need to be heard? Then listen to it. What is it trying to tell you that you're not listening to? You can place one hand on your heart. This is an experiment. So, a gentle, tender gesture of love. Now you're turning towards the end of the rain, which is nurturing, offering nourishment, offering what was lacking. What words would you offer your child if they were hurt? What would you say to them? Can you offer the same words to that part of your body or just offer it to your heart, because it's your heart that felt wounded. Something like, I care about this suffering. I am concerned. How did it get so bad? Keep sending love and compassion towards that part of your body. Remember that tiny spark which some of you saw earlier, the stillness. You could use that as a point of sending, or you could use, we spoke about the halo earlier. It's very real. You could use this divine light sitting above you to enter into your body and to reach your heart, or the part of your body which is feeling the wound. Just send it love. That love can have a light, a color. Maybe your heart is now glowing with that color. I want to ask you a question which you need to do deeper inquiry about. Now that we have completed the steps of the rain, who am I? When I don't believe, when I no longer believe that something is wrong, who am I? When everything goes right, who am I? When there's no wounding, when there's no pain, who am I? So breathe in deep into your body. Release. One more deep breath. Become aware of the seat where you are at. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Bring some small movements. Rub your palms and bring them to your eyes. When you're ready, you can blink and open your eyes.